My name is David Demmitt. We have an organic dairy and grain farm. We grow corn, soybeans, triticale, spelt, wheat, and we milk about 80 cows as well. We usually have about 80 mature cows, and then we'll have about 80 head of young stock as well. We normally ship about 7,000 pounds of milk every other day. So that equates to, as far as gallons goes, it's like about 900 gallons every other day they pick up the milk. Our milk is sold to Horizon Dairy, so it's all delivered to Buffalo, New York. In order for the cows to be certified organic, they must have been born on our farm or born somewhere else in an organic situation. And an organic situation would be that the cows are not given any antibiotics or synthetic hormones of any kind, and then all the feed that the cows eat has to be raised organically. This farm has been a family since 1946. Our family's always farmed in this general area. I always knew I wanted to be a farmer. I always just loved farming, and I had 4 brothers, and none of my brothers had any interest in farming, and so we had a good opportunity here to start. To some people, 1,000 acres and 80 cows sounds like a large farm, but by today's standards, it's really not. We're one farm now. There used to be 13 farmers making a living. Our farm basically consists of what used to be 13 farms. You know, we're a family farm in the truest sense of the word. I think it's important for the family to help on the farm, and that's one reason I like to farm, is so that my kids grow up in that lifestyle. It's pretty much expected that they're going to work on the farm, and there's days they would rather do something else, but I think all of them, like my older kids would tell you, that they were glad they did. We start milking by 5 o'clock in the morning. Normally it takes about 2.5 hours to milk and feed the cows, so we get done with the morning milking about 7:30 or 7:45. Come in and I have breakfast again. I usually have breakfast at 4:30 before I go out, and then eat again when I come back in. And then after breakfast and more coffee, we usually go to the field. We would work in the fields, whether it's harvesting or planting or just, you know, making hay or what have you. We milk again at 5 o'clock in the evening. The cows are milked every day, 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the evening, 365 days a year. The milking's done at 5 o'clock in the evening. The evening milking doesn't usually get done until about 6:30. We usually try to quit in the fields or quit whatever we're doing by dark. I would say that's half of what we do, is just taking care of, is just fixing things. Whether it's tractors or the equipment that we go to the field with, or putting straw in the barns or maintaining the barns. That's a big part of what we do, is just maintaining stuff. In truth, I guess my favorite time of the day is after I eat my first breakfast in the morning, when I go out to get the cows in. Our cows are outside and they're in the pasture, and so typically I get out by, say 4:45 or 5 o'clock, and it's still dark, and I enjoy that. It takes about a half an hour or so to get the cows up and walk them to the barn, and it's quiet. The stars are bright in the mornings, and that's a good time to think and pray, and that's my best time of the day. Yeah, I like dairy cows. It's not uncommon to have a dairy cow on our farm for 12 or 14 years, and so almost become, I wouldn't say pets, but you know the cows. And if I was going to be a dairy cow anywhere, I'd want to be a cow on our farm. Our cows are very well taken care of. If I showed you our barns, our cows have more room per cow than about any barn you're going to find. Our dairy cows, there's 80 cows, and they have 130 acres of pasture with woods and trees and shade. It's like living in a park. And we have lots of barn space that in the wintertime, when the weather does get bad, they're just free to go in the barn. and they're never confined. It's a good place to end up if you were going to be a cow. Biggest challenge of being a dairy farmer, just that the workload that it puts on the family, that it is every day. It's twice a day, every day. It's just every day. There's always that in the back of your mind that I got to be done doing what I'm doing. If we're in the field, we've got to be at a point where we're going to quit or at 5 o'clock to go back to the barn.